Does the government exist to work for us, or do we exist to serve the government? I want you to ask that question when you stop a cop and ask for directions, when you go to a courthouse for jury duty, when you deal with the IRS, when you try and get a straight answer from your congressman or senator, and especially when you go to the airport. An airport in the land of the free and the home of the brave, and try to get on a plane. The country is turning upside down. Just listen to some of the headlines that greeted your Freedom Watch team this morning. 100 body scan images leak out. NYPD adopts eye scan technology. TSA to investigate body scan resistor. This sounds more like East Germany in the 1960s than what one would hope for in America today. What happened? The porn-loving TSA kept and distributed to their buddies in the federal bureaucracy hundreds of photos of naked Americans. That could be you, Mr. and Mrs. America. Is that what we pay the government to do? In another story, the New York City police want to take a photo of the inside of the eyeball of whomever they arrest. Never mind that you own your body. Never mind that as a suspect you are innocent until proven guilty. Never mind that only a judge could authorize such a bodily invasion after hearing the case in court. And the TSA wants the Department of Justice to investigate John Tyner, the courageous young man from whom you heard earlier in the show, who had the guts to tell the thugs that if they touched him inappropriately, he'd call the local police. They lied to him and told him they could touch his private parts and it would not constitute a sexual assault. This is what happens when the government breaks its own laws. It becomes a law unto itself. I have a friend who is a self-made, successful businessman. He travels from New York to Texas on a regular basis. His business ventures have created wealth and jobs for many folks. He's one of the nicest guys I know. A few years ago, he had an artificial knee implanted to address an old athletic injury. Just like the millions of Americans who cannot go through the TSA's new radiation-producing porn scanners, he opts for a handheld scan. They used to do the handheld scan with a handheld metal detector. Now they touch his body, his entire body. Last week in Houston, Texas, in the United States of America, they ruined his shirt, they damaged his suit jacket, and they pulled down the zipper of his pants in order to look at his underwear in public, in an airport, with strangers watching. What people would allow their government to get away with this? What has become of our self-respect? What has become of our natural rights? Could you imagine Washington or Jefferson or even the big government-loving Roosevelts letting the feds pull down their pants? Is life so sweet and peace so dear that we will sacrifice personal dignity and bodily integrity at the command of an authoritarian government? Tomorrow we will give you some answers to those questions, and here's a hint. What would happen if everyone opted out of the porn screeners? What would happen if the local police kicked the TSA out of our airports? What would happen if millions of Americans say to these thugs, hands off? From New York, defending freedom every night. So long, America.